Hey there, guys. This is Pastor Paul and Pastor Aaron, and we're here with you to kind of unpack our 10-year vision. So we wanted to make a couple of videos just to walk through that vision. But before we get to that, I want to tell you kind of how did we come about this 10-year vision? And so there was a process that took us through to really kind of formulate that 10-year vision. And here's what we were trying to do. You see, I feel like a church finds its sweet spot when really it thinks about three things. It thinks about the passion of its leader, and then the giftedness of its team and the church, the people who come to the church, and then the needs in the community. And if you have all those circles kind of overlay, you find where they all find kind of that overlay part. That's the sweet spot. And that's really what makes it every church kind of unique. You think of a church as like a snowflake, like all snowflakes are the same. But if you examine them, there's uniquenesses to each one. And every church has a unique kind of way it does the Great Commission of Jesus Christ. We're all snowflake, we're all churches, so we all have the Great Commission to obey, but we all do it in a different way. So we took a lot of time to kind of process those three things. We did a church-wide survey, really got to hear from you guys about how you felt like you were doing spiritually, and that helped us inform how to move forward as a church. We got to learn more about the team, and the team got to learn more about me. I got to learn more about the community. So we started to see those things overlay and really give us that kind of sweet spot moment. And to summarize what we came up with, and you're going to hear this kind of over and over again, is what came out of that was we wanted to push the church forward really in two areas. We wanted to push forward in spiritual formation and in leadership multiplication. So if you think simply like that vertical relationship and then that horizontal relationship. And the phrase we kind of came up with, and you'll see this at the end of the vision, is divine intimacy will lead to missional intensity. So when this is going really, really well, the vertical, we're going to go out. It's just going to happen. And you'll see as the vision develops, it's really about walking with God, leading others to follow Jesus, and planting churches. So you see that, the spiritual formation, walking with God, divine intimacy. Missional intensity, we want to lead others in a growing relationship with Jesus Christ, and we want to plant churches. And so that was a fun process to go through. How did you feel about kind of that process, how it kind of moved down?
I think God has really given us an amazing team as a staff team here at Sonrise. And so we heavily relied on the team to just really pool our experience and what God is doing in us as we brought Paul in as lead pastor. And so we took a couple of weeks to really discuss and whiteboard and throw everything out there that was like the passion that God has put in us, the things that are the heartbeat of the church that is Sonrise, because we've got a history as a church.
Yeah. And
so we wanted to unpack those things together and really point our finger at those things that are really just the foundation of what we desire to be as a church, what we feel God is calling us to be as a church moving forward. And then we were able to put that together in a couple of days of intense work with some tools that Paul brought in for us to really distill that down. And I know that our vision seems pretty broad, pretty big, as it's got 14 lines, but really what it came down to was those couple of things that Paul was talking about. How do we really describe and relate that vertical relationship with our God and our Savior, and then transfer that into our relationships around us? And so the beauty of it was we got to do it as a team. We got to put this together as a team. So this is your staff team that has been able to pour over this for months together and really see what God has been pouring into us when it comes to the vision for Sonrise moving forward as a church.
Yeah, so and that was the great part. Think of it's not like me going up the mountain, getting this vision from God. It was really the team journeying together. And we do hold this kind of open-handedly. Like, I don't want you to think, Aaron and I aren't saying that God gave us this vision, we had separate dreams, we came together and like, look, we had the same 14 lines. It's not that. But we do believe this is what honors the work that God has done at Sonrise and the things he's kind of bringing out in us and what we desire to see the church grow in order to glorify Christ better. And so we put this out there, and you're going to see some numbers on there. So I want to speak to those that we hold these numbers with an open hand. Think of, we've penciled in the numbers, they're not in pen. There's some principles behind this vision, and the numbers are there to stretch us. But we don't achieve those. It's not like we're like, God betrayed us. No. It's more like we want to push and drive ourselves, stretch the present because of the big dream for the future. So we're really looking forward to unpack this vision with you in the following videos. So make sure you check those videos out.